Ensign Elliott ends up doing a lot of jobs that on a larger ship are divided among several people. One of these is visiting the Communications Security Materiel Issuing Office to make his monthly draw, most of it highly classified publications.
Hi, how are you today?
Just fine, thank you.
Nancy Nellie from Beer.
Okay. Here's your 10.
Thank you.
And would you sign the logbook, please? Okay, you can go in now.
Thank you.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Here, the communications officer gets the cryptographic materials that are needed to break coded messages, along with other new communications information.
Thank you. What's your next number?
30005.
New crypto material is constantly being issued, and a ship can't read the radio traffic unless it has the latest decoding information.
Just copy for you.
Here's a rule for you to follow along, sir, as I read. ARTC 406 Alpha Alpha, one time.
Without a new stack of material each month, the ship could not communicate. It would be out of business. The communications officer has the sole responsibility for getting the right information, absorbing it, and using it during the overseas deployment coming up. The carrier, too, is preparing to sail, and that even steps up the tempo of work for the officer of the deck. Standing the OOD watch is one of Ensign Carter's duties in port.
Wish to come aboard, sir.
The job demands a complete knowledge of the ship, of what's happening, and of how to get things done aboard.
Sir, the engine room requests permission to jack over number 1 shaft.
Permission denied until the divers have completed their work.
Yes, sir. The Admiral's car is on the pier, sir.
Thank you. Close mate. 6 bombs, com card M6 arriving.
Yes, sir.
Com card M6 arriving.
Morning, Admiral.
A day or two before departure, the carrier conducts radio checks on all frequencies.
Lakewood, Lakewood. This is Dancer. Radio check, over.
Across the harbor, the DE responds and runs her own checks.
Dancer, this is Lakewood. Roger, over.
The landlines that have been providing communications in port are severed. It's a sign of what lies ahead. The ships communicating on their own, depending solely on their own equipment, as they will for the weeks to come at sea. Deployment day. A task force is about to put to sea. On the big ships, every officer has a specific job, which may or may not demand his immediate attention on sailing day. On a destroyer, every officer has a number of jobs, but whatever his assignment, he's a ship's officer first, a specialist after that.
Checkoff list is completed, sir. The ship is ready to get underway.
Got all taken for a minute, right? Taking all lines. All stations taking all lines. All destination approved, taking in all lines.
Ship colors.
Instead, 1/3. We'll end 1/3 out, sir. Right standard.
The traditional signs of a ship dropping her ties to the land. These are a part of Ensign Elliott's responsibility as his ship moves out to join the task force. Big or small, the ships are on their own now, except for communication. More than 5,000 men here, a few hundred on each destroyer, with communications linking ship to ship and ships to shore, all the way across the world if necessary. The last buoys are cleared. The seagoing routines begin. On the destroyer escort, Ensign Elliott makes the round of his spaces. He doesn't stand watch on Radio Central. On a small ship, that's done by petty officers. But Don spends much of the day here, making sure that all goes smoothly. Most messages to the ship come in by teletype on what's called the fleet broadcast. They are sent encrypted, but automatically decoded by equipment aboard ship. From the hundreds of messages intercepted every day, the radio men must pull out the few addressed to their own ship. Things like operation orders for transfer, supply information, personal telegrams, and general Navy business. Other teletypes on the encrypted Orestes net clatter out messages between ships in the task force. Over a speaker comes the crackling hum of an international distress frequency. Any urgent mayday from a ship or aircraft in trouble would be heard here, alerting the crew to action. Other circuits are routed from communications through patch panels to various parts of the ship. Voice tactical circuits to the bridge.
Naval uniform, and this is Golden Warrior. Execute to follow. X-ray Romeo 2, Charlie 5, TAC 6.
Combat information circuits to CIC.
Scooter 1-5, this is Lakewood. Vector 1204, bogey, over.
A time signal to the chart house. Don Elliott is responsible for it all, responsible for the equipment and the people. Any ship is worthless as a fighting machine unless the operational commanders can communicate with it. Don's job is to make sure they always can.
Remember, sometime this afternoon, the Commodore has communication drill scheduled. I'd like all the circuits to be up.
Yes, sir.
Signal near from the OTC. Turn 3. Signal understood. Close it up!
Well done, Crater.
Thank you, sir.